How often have you felt like you were going through the motions, living your life based on the expectations of others, like you're an actor continuously seeking approval and validation from an invisible audience? If so, you're not alone. Like you, millions of us are locked in this terrible cycle of people-pleasing, sacrificing our genuine selves to fit in. But what if I told you there's a way out? A timeless philosophy that will release you from this soul-sucking need for approval. Stay tight, because in this video we will examine the ancient wisdom of Stoicism as taught by the renowned Marcus Aurelius and discover how to develop inner peace. Discover the first secret. What did Aurelius say about self-validation? Our first stop on this journey of self-discovery takes us back to ancient Rome, where Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, left us with profound insights into the human condition. One of his most stunning observations: "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Think about that for a second. We claim to love and cherish ourselves, yet we continuously seek approval from others. It's a conundrum that haunts modern culture, fueled by social media likes, work performance reports, and even praise from strangers. But Aurelius saw through this veneer. He knew that true self-worth came from within, not from outward approval. He remarked in his famous meditations, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." To create self-respect, you need to modify your perspective. Stop seeking acceptance from others and start validating yourself. Appreciate your skills, qualities, and successes without seeking anyone else's favor. Have faith in yourself and your abilities, and let your self-confidence shine. Unveiling the second secret: how to embrace isolation according to Aurelius. I know what you're thinking. Won't that make me a self-absorbed jerk if I only care about my own opinion? Not at all. The power of isolation and self-reflection was Aurelius's second secret. He recommended taking time away from the world's noise and distractions to connect with oneself authentically. In our current hyper-connected society, this thought could seem nearly radical. We're constantly bombarded with messages, commercials, and the highlight reels of others' lives. It's easy to get lost in the crowd and forget who you are. But Aurelius realized that solitude is where we might find clarity and self-knowledge. He wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." So try this exercise. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes daily to be completely alone with your thoughts. No phones, no screens, just you and your thoughts. Use this time to reflect on your values, aspirations, and the person you want to become. Embrace the stillness and let your genuine self emerge. The final secret was revealed: why Aurelius believed in controlling desires. All right, you're probably thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I actually stop needing acceptance from others? That takes us to the next secret from Marcus Aurelius: managing your desires. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "Yeah, easier said than done," hear me out. Aurelius realized that our aspirations, especially those anchored in external affirmation, often cause us pain. When we constantly desire acceptance, compliments, or plaudits, we set ourselves up for disappointment and discontent. But Aurelius offers a potent antidote. He writes, "If you seek tranquility, do less." In other words, cut back on your aspirations for approval and focus on finding fulfillment within yourself. Let's put this into practice with a modern example. Say you're an ardent social media user who obsesses over every like and comment on your postings. Instead of attaching your self-worth to those external validations, publish to share your experiences, thoughts, or creativity without any expectations. It could seem uncomfortable initially, but as you practice detaching from the desire for acceptance, you'll find a sense of inner serenity and confidence that no amount of likes could ever bring. The fourth secret revealed: what makes Aurelius's position on social opinion so revolutionary? You might wonder, but what about my friends, family, and colleagues? Shouldn't I care about their opinions at all? This brings us to the fourth secret of Marcus Aurelius, his revolutionary outlook on social opinion. You see, Aurelius didn't advise complete solitude or dismissing others' ideas. Instead, he gave a balanced approach, as applicable today as it was 2,000 years ago. He remarked, "It is not men's opinions that disturb us, but our misguided reactions to them." In other words, it's not the opinions that should disturb us, but rather our interpretation and emotional response to them. Think about how liberating that perspective could be in our modern society, where we're constantly overwhelmed with judgments, criticisms, and unsolicited comments from every angle. Instead of getting caught up in the drama, picture watching their opinions without allowing them to affect your self-confidence. You may recognize them, assess if there's any constructive comment worth dwelling on, and then let the rest flow off your back like water off a duck's back. Exploring the fifth secret: how to acquire true freedom Aurelius-style. By now you might be thinking, this all sounds fantastic, but how can I truly put these secrets into practice and obtain true freedom from the need for approval? Well, that's where the fifth and final secret from Marcus Aurelius comes in: living in the present moment. Aurelius realized that most of our suffering and uneasiness derive from concentrating on the past or worrying about the future. We become caught up in recalling past embarrassments or anxiously expecting future judgments. But as he eloquently remarked, the universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. In other words, true freedom and self-respect come from focusing on the here and now, on the ideas, behaviors, and choices within our power in this present moment. Let's suppose a scenario where you're preparing for a vital workplace presentation. Instead of concentrating on past errors or worrying about prospective criticism, keeping yourself anchored in the present is crucial. Focus on conveying your message with confidence, clarity, and authenticity, regardless of how it's received. By living in the moment, you'll find that the need for acceptance starts to slip away, replaced by a sense of inner calm and self-assurance that no external validation could ever match. Applying Aurelius's wisdom, can you improve your life in a week? All right, you may be inspired by the secrets of Marcus Aurelius and the power of Stoic philosophy, but you might also think that this all sounds wonderful in theory. But can I really improve my life and stop seeking acceptance in just a week? Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, you certainly can. All it takes is a commitment to implementing these ideas one day at a time. Here's a simple 7-day challenge to kickstart your journey. Day 1. Identify your approval triggers. Notice when and why you find yourself wanting validation from others. Day 2. Practice solitude and self-reflection. Spend 15 minutes alone with your thoughts, no distractions. Day 3. Control your desires. Pick one area where you can disconnect from the need for external acceptance. Day 4. Observe social opinions objectively. Don't respond emotionally, acknowledge them and let them go. Day 5. Live in the present moment. When you dwell on the past or future, gently draw your mind back to the here and now. Day 6. Celebrate your progress. Reflect on how you've already started to cultivate self-respect this week. Day 7. Make a plan. Decide how you'll continue applying these ideals to your daily life. Breaking out of deeply set patterns may be difficult, but it is attainable with determination and a positive outlook. Don't let the difficulties of the assignment discourage you. You have the capacity to break free from any habit that is holding you back and achieve the success you deserve. As you do it one day at a time and remain persistent, you'll notice a deep transformation in your mentality. Marcus Aurelius Challenge. Are you ready to stop craving approval? All right, we've armed you with the timeless knowledge of Marcus Aurelius and the transformational power of Stoic philosophy, but now it's time to put these teachings into action. Are you ready to tackle the Marcus Aurelius Challenge and finally break free from the shackles of approval seeking? This is no ordinary challenge, my friends. It's a cry to recover your authenticity, self-respect, and inner tranquility. It's a commitment to living life on your terms, not as a people-pleasing performer, but as the author of your destiny. Here's how the Marcus Aurelius Challenge works. For 30 days, you'll consciously practice the 5 secrets presented in this video. You'll transform your perspective from seeking external validation to feeding your self-worth. You'll embrace solitude and self-reflection, restrain your wants, observe social attitudes honestly, and anchor yourself in the present moment. I won't lie to you. This task will push you out of your comfort zone. You can feel uncomfortable, even embarrassed, when you start challenging those deeply ingrained patterns of approval seeking, but that's precisely the purpose. Growth happens when you're willing to confront and break through your limitations. Imagine waking up 30 days from now, liberated from the continual desire for likes, compliments, and accolades. Imagine navigating through your day with a peaceful confidence anchored in your self-assurance rather than the transient validations of others. That's the strength of accepting Marcus Aurelius's lessons and finishing this challenge. Success stories. How Aurelius's secrets can help you win at life. You might be wondering, this all sounds insightful, but can the ancient wisdom of Marcus Aurelius truly help me achieve success in the fast-paced, highly competitive world we live in today? The answer is a loud yes. While Aurelius may have lived almost 2,000 years ago, his teachings on self-respect, inner serenity, and living with honesty are more important than ever in our current day of continual distraction, comparison, and pressure to conform. Just look at some of the most successful and prominent people in recent history. Many of them have recognized Stoic philosophy as a guiding influence in their lives and professions. Take, for instance, the former CEO of Microsoft, Bill Gates. In one interview, he confessed that he had been significantly inspired by Marcus Aurelius's meditations, noting, "It reminds you that you're a tiny part of a much bigger universe." This perspective, derived from Aurelius's teachings, likely played a role in Gates's ability to maintain humility and level-headedness during his spectacular rise to become one of the planet's wealthiest people. Or consider the well-known investor and philanthropist Ray Dalio. In his popular book Principles, Dalio mentions Aurelius as a big influence, notably regarding the Stoic principle of separating what's within your control from what isn't. This principle has surely served Dalio well in the often volatile world of finance, helping him to stay grounded and focused on the areas of his life and career that he directly touches. But you don't have to be a billionaire or a household celebrity to receive the advantages of Aurelius's wisdom. His principles apply to anyone aspiring for personal and professional success, fulfillment, and self-respect. Imagine walking into a large presentation or job interview without concern for others' opinions, but instead focusing on the present moment and confident in your abilities and self-worth. Can you imagine the hardships of managing the ups and downs of entrepreneurship? Facing setbacks and criticism can be frustrating, but with a mastery of managing your impulses and disconnecting your self-respect from external validations, you can push through with confidence and tenacity. Similarly, balancing a family, a profession, and other duties can feel daunting. Still, by living in harmony with your basic beliefs and adopting the Stoic concepts of solitude and self-reflection, you can attain a sense of inner peace and balance. Remember that you are not alone in overcoming these issues. With patience and practice, you can unlock your capacity to overcome them. These are just a few examples of how Aurelius's timeless wisdom may enable you to confront life's problems with tenacity, sincerity, and an unshakable sense of self-respect. The cornerstones of true, permanent success in any pursuit. So whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned professional, a stay-at-home mom, or anywhere in between, the path to a life of fulfillment and achievement begins with embracing the secrets of Marcus Aurelius. Unlock your actual potential by letting go of the need for approval and instead nurturing the self-respect that will propel you towards your greatest personal and professional successes. Conclusion. Your path to living like Marcus Aurelius starts now. We've covered a lot of material in this video, from Aurelius's profound insights on self-validation and isolation to practical tactics for limiting urges, observing social viewpoints objectively, and living in the present now. But ultimately, the choice is yours. You can continue seeking constant acceptance and validation from others, or you can choose to go on a journey of self-respect, inner tranquility, and true living, guided by the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. If you're ready to take that initial step, I challenge you to undertake the 7-day strategy we outlined earlier. Identify your approval triggers, exercise solitude and self-reflection, limit your impulses, observe opinions objectively, and live in the present moment. It won't be easy, but as Aurelius himself stated, the universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. By adjusting your perspective and committing to these principles, you may transform your life and create a profound, unshakable feeling of self-respect. So what's it going to be? Will you continue craving approval from others, or will you embrace the freedom and fulfillment that come from living for yourself? The option is yours, but I hope this film has motivated you to tread the road of Marcus Aurelius and discover the genuine meaning of self-respect. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, comment, and subscribe for more empowering stuff. I'll see you next time as we continue our path towards a life of authenticity, resilience, and inner peace.